What we've got here is failure to communicate.
All right, good evening, everybody. Thank you for showing up, and welcome to Common Ground with Jimmy P. It's a show where we try to bring America together by bringing people from both sides of the spectrum with difference of opinions to come on, state their points, battle it out a little bit, and then stay friends at the end and try to understand each other. We're not really trying to change anybody's opinion. We're trying to unite the country. Tonight, we're supposed to have my friend Briacko, who you can see right there, and my friend Robert LaCaro, who's been on the show before. Robbie is running late and he hasn't dialed in, but we're not going to wait. We're going to go anyway because we want to introduce Briacko a little bit, tell you who Briacko is. And Briacko's a friend of mine for over 15 years and even longer with Robbie. Robbie actually introduced me to Briacko. And Briacko, you want to give the people a little rundown of who you are, what you do? I know you tell them you're a father, the whole bit. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, I'm very proud to be Sicilian, Italian American. I'm very proud of this country. I'm born pretty much in Palermo, Sicily, but I love this country. It's like my own country. Okay. So anybody says knock this country out, fuck them. Forget about it. I'm not dealing with that crap today. But I'm very happy to be here. And Jimmy, like I say, I know you're like honorary uncle for my daughter.
Yes, I am. Sophia, my baby.
So Sophia, yeah, which just means everything to me.
I'm very low.
So basically, I'm a financial advisor and raises funding firms and do other things,
Too low for me. Hold on. You got to raise my hearing up. Right. So you're a financial advisor. I know you've been a money raiser for years. That's good. Okay, so that being said, Briacko and I are very close. We worked together years ago in California, and his daughter, he got a beautiful daughter, Sophia. She's 13 years old, and she's a baby, and it's like a niece to me. Now,
hey, she's asking about you. So what happened to Uncle Jimmy? So I don't know. He disappeared.
I'll be back now. I got Robbie. Robbie's a good friend of ours. He's a liberal. We're both mostly conservative, but I'm really just a moderate. But just to get back to what Briacko was saying about, and Briacko knows I like to break horns every once in a while. He's got a shirt on that says he stands for the flag and he kneels for the cross. So he's a very faithful man, and he loves the country. Like he said, he was born in Palermo, Sicily, but he's an American citizen. And we'll go into that too, not today. We're going to do the whole way you became a citizen and all of that, and with these people running over all the time. And that's another story. But right now, I want to ask you something about, well, first of all, you said you're proud to be an American. I mean, why wouldn't you be? Look how lucky Saturday, our buddy Barack Obama, and I'm going to say it the way you say, Barack Obama with the Sicilian accent, my boy Barack Obama, he was dancing up a storm. He scaled down his party, and, they only had 500, not 700, but no mask. Briacko, they got no mask. I don't think you need a mask, but they tell you to wear the mask. And then Barack Obama, he wear no motherfucking mask.
You know what? You remind me of these people like Barack Obama and the liberal garbage and Democrat in general. It's the fake priests. They preach you, but they don't practice what they preach. And that's the freaking problem with this party. And that's the problem with Obama. Obama lied to everybody. He's like, mask. Yeah, you want my daughter to wear a mask in the freaking school instead of breathing oxygen. You're going to fucking breathe a fucking mask. But you're not going to do anything about it. You dance like a little whore in the fucking stage with everybody and nobody wearing masks. And we talk about more than 500 people that were there.
And you see his wife?
They say half of it.
His wife was dancing pretty good.
What wife? You mean his husband?
His husband.
Come on, you call her wife Barack Obama? Take it easy. Come on.
You think that's true?
Of course, come on, let me tell you something. I was married 15 years for Thelma. You know how many times I confused her for Jimmy? Or how many times I confused her for Kim? Or Kevin. No, it's Thelma. But he confused his wife from Michelle to Michael. Come on. Our subconscious mind work differently. You knew something, you want to say something without you telling everybody what you want to say. And that's what happened to him. And he got caught many times. From the general. Oh, Michael Obama, you okay? He's like, what the fuck you say?
Michael Obama. I did hear that a couple of times. I'm not going to lie to you.
Of course.
So Absolutely. You're trying to say that when she was dancing, that wasn't a roll of quarters in her pocket?
Oh, man, believe me, it wasn't quarters. It was either banana or somebody else's bananas in there. That's what it was.
All right. Okay. So, all right, so the masked man. Matter of fact, I sent you something. Let's get right into it, because Robbie... If he comes on, he comes on. If not, I got something here. I just sent
He's hiding. He knows what I'm going to say to him. He knows exactly what I'm going to say to him.
You think he's ducking? You think he's ducking?
He's hiding.
Robbie, you hear that? If you're out there, but Briacko says you're hiding. Robbie, you can run, but you can't hide, Robbie. Hold on a second. Briacko, did you say...
I said,
Did you see the thing I
Oh, I
sent you
saw,
from TikTok?
yeah, I saw what he sent
With the
me,
cartoon?
Yeah. Of course.
All right, Brian, we're going to
course,
put the
yeah,
cartoon
okay.
in later, right? All right, so let's talk
Let me
about
tell you
this.
something.
Here, let's get the audio on. Brian, we can get the audio from my phone.
Yeah,
On this, okay.
Just put it in the microphone.
I'm gonna face this towards the camera, and then we're gonna replace that with editing in the real cartoon. But for now, just to do it in real time, here is a commercial. Okay, this is what we're gonna play. Briacko, just watch this. Let's see, it doesn't spin sideways. This is something that's happening in the schools today, and Briacko has a 13-year-old daughter. And Briacko says this is pretty much very upsetting to him. Now just listen to this and watch. Brian, can you see? They can see this, right?
I saw the video.
Okay, I'm gonna just play it. It's 1 minute or 2 minutes long. Just watch this and listen to what they say.
Video used in schools across the country meant to soften the BLM riots that we saw last summer. As you'll see, it's packaged in like kind of this harmless, cartoonish fashion, and it's meant to kind of inure kids to the destructive message.
Learn about structural racism in our society, a built-in system of bias that makes life easier for white people and more difficult for black people and other people of color. Black men are killed by police at more than twice the rate of white men. Like on May 25th, 2020, that's when a black man named George Floyd died in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The demonstrations aren't only about Mr. Floyd. They're about a pattern of violence against black people and a tendency for our suffering to go unnoticed.
And that video is being shown across elementary schools in
Okay, let me put on stop there. All right, so here you see, Briacko, they have a cartoon of George Floyd because they're targeting children. And listen, I get it. I understand black people, all right, disproportionately. I don't know the disproportionately. We all know black people get treated sometimes by some people, some white people, maybe some cops, they get treated wrong. But right here, they're teaching children, 8, 9 years old. Instead of teaching them nice things, they're saying, oh, black people are treated badly by white people. And then we're going to get to the next part of the video where basically they're telling you that because you're white, you're privileged and you have more things. And they're actually got this guy on a cartoon and they're making him out to be some type of hero. Now, I totally agree. He should not have gotten killed. And the guy, Derek Chauvin, fucking killed him. It's bad. But you're turning this guy into like a hero and for children to look up to. And, you know, listen, everybody's got a background. Some people, but they totally forget the fact that, you know, that day he didn't do nothing. But the guy has a career history, a criminal career history. Doesn't mean he should get killed. Doesn't mean he should have got killed that day. But you got people looking up to this guy like he's God. And he sacrificed for all the black people in the world not to get killed again. Go ahead, Briacko.
With all respect, Paisan, there's one thing I learned. They call it common sense. I learned that when I was a child. You know what the common sense is? When the police officer says, stop, don't do this, then freaking stop. What the fucking part? You don't understand that part. My cousin's a cop CPD in Chicago. I told you that. My cousin is CPD in Chicago. And he says, I have no problem with anybody, but only thing have to be junkie or have to be black guy. I don't want to be against him, but when I tell them don't do this, they're still doing it because you know why? Like George Floyd, you think that guy is a fucking innocent? Remember, that guy is a true story. That guy, he knows that guy who killed him because they were partners in the club. They were bouncers, both of them in the club. But one guy become a cop, other guy become a criminal. Guess what? There was something personal. It has nothing to do with the races. They admit it, but they don't want to talk about it. Do you know why? Because if they talk about it, they're going to destroy every agenda bullshit about black person getting killed by cops.
Well,
no, he was killed by somebody who know him. If you hate somebody, I will kill you no matter what color you are. Doesn't matter what color you are.
Like you said, the perfect example. You're from Chicago. Now Chicago's a total fucking nightmare right now, and this mayor,
it's a fucking nightmare.
this mayor,
that bitch,
she's blind to what's going on.
Beetlejuice. She need to resign.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, she need to resign. I
But
mean,
here's the problem I see. When George Floyd got killed by the cop, which he did, every news station, all the mainstream media, white guy kills black, white cop kills, white cop kills, white cop kills black, white cop kills black. This poor young girl got killed and 3 other cops got shot. Nowhere. And as a matter of fact, CNN put out a report about the guy who actually was given the statement on her from the police department of the city that, you know, they pulled it over. It was a woman. The woman shot, but the guy who killed her was the man in the car. There were three suspects. Never once did they mention that they were black. Never once. Never once any of the stations mentioned she was. Now, I don't think they should, but I don't think they should say when a white cop shoots a black guy, white cop shot a black guy. Say a cop shot a perp, cop shot a man. You don't have to bring that he's black and white. You're feeding that fire by saying black and white. The guy got, whatever happened to George Floyd, and we were talking about the other thing, Michael Brown, what happened there. Michael Brown reached for the cop. White cop shot, no. A cop shot a man reaching for his gun. Leave the black and white shit out of it, and maybe it'll get a little bit better. But they keep preying on that brain, and that's because they want the votes. I'm telling you,
the problem, the media is a fuel for racism. It's a fuel for racism, and that's what they're doing. And they're burning fire. All this shit started, in my opinion, since Obama took the office. When Michael Obama says, I can't believe I'm sleeping in the house was built by slaves. Are you fucking kidding me? You're staying in the White House and you're going to say that to everybody? And everybody's like, oh, yeah, that's right. Maybe everything was built by slaves. That's bullshit. You know what? I mean, like my grandfather used to tell me a story in Sicily. Sicilian people, when they come over here, they're treated bad. Because you're not from here.
They lynched Sicilian people.
Bitches? No, we didn't. We worked hard and we control what we need to do. We control our life and we build the business. So that's not all bullshit. You cannot cry forever. And the black people, they should blame themselves. Do you know why? Every black person that I know, I have a couple of friends, black people, I couldn't even talk to them anymore because they're going to be, oh, you know what, we're depressed. I said, go fuck your depressing bullshit. I don't want to hear that crap. Because you know why? Because every black person, you're going to have so many girls to fuck and have baby with them, but not take care of the baby. That's a freaking problem. You need to take care of the baby, your kids. You're going to teach them what's going on. Hey, police, hey, buddy. When the police officer says stop, stop. When they say get out of the car, get out of the fucking car because he got the gun. If you have a gun, then you're going to shoot you. That's the plain and simple. It's just common sense. That's the problem.
So you're saying it's a cultural thing.
That's a fucking problem.
So you're saying they're not being brought up properly. Now, Denzel Washington said something about that.
Of course,
he said that
it starts in the, said that too.
He said this. It starts in the home. When you grow up a child without a father, and we're not saying all black people don't have fathers. Just the statistics show that 80% of people in the black home before the civil rights movement was 80% had a father. Now, 50 years later, after the civil rights movement, 8%. It went backwards, and it does. People, men, it's the same sex. Children in the house emulate the same sex. So if you got a father in the house telling you what most people will listen. So we're not saying all black Briacko's not saying all. He's saying, but disproportionately, this is the problem. I get pulled over. I put my hands on a fucking dashboard. You know, I'm Italian. I put my hands on it because they got a fucking gun. Briacko, you're right there. They got. Now let's get off of this for a second. I want to talk more about your daughter in school. Have they started critical race theory yet?
Oh, let me ask you something. What happened last year before the Chinese virus? It's not a bullshit virus. It's Chinese virus. Came from China. You know, everybody know that, but nobody wanted to talk about it. So basically, my daughter came to school one time. She was 11 years old that time, a couple of years back, and it's a book. It says, "To mommy, to daddy." I said, "Daddy, what is this?" I said,
"What was to mommy? No to mommy."
No, it's a two mommy.
Oh, two the number two.
Two mommy, two mothers, and two dad. It's okay. They pass in that garbage bullshit. So I went to the school and principal talked to them, and there was a guy wearing freaking, I don't know what the fuck he was wearing. He's not a man. He's not a woman. In my opinion, he's an animal. And he's teaching my kid, don't teach your kid to be a girl or boy. We're going to help him. I said, no, your job is 3 R's: arithmetic, reading, and writing. You have nothing to do with religion, you have nothing to do with gender, you have nothing to do with what anything talk about our families and who we are. Well, let us handle that. You just teach them English, math, and reading and writing. That's it. That's what you have to do.
Now, so the book is obviously about two months. Now, there's a military commercial, the United States military commercial, that I saw.
You know how they did it? They did it with a cartoon character.
With a cartoon character, and she had two mommies.
And my daughter's like, I was looking at the book, it says, 2 men end up together because they have no other way only to be together because God chose them. Whoa, really? Remember I told you that a long time ago?
Well, we disagree on this, me and you.
Yes, of course. No, I told you that.
I believe they're born that way.
God doesn't make confusing the genes. Okay? You choose, they call it free will. It's in the Bible. It's a free will. God gives you everything.
Okay, let's go with
It's
this
a
a
free
second.
will.
Now, let's go with this a second. Now,
Like I
two
said,
mommies.
God doesn't confuse the
Listen,
genes.
two mommies and two daddies. I agree that shouldn't be taught in school only because they're too young. Let them be
Big
kids. Don't teach that shit. And I'm not saying shit that's because listen, I think it's better for a kid to have two gay parents, whether it's male or female, than have two shitty parents that don't bring them up right. Now that's I still think, and I'm going to take shit for this. I still think it's a little awkward for a kid to grow up with the same sex, but we're in different times. But then it's just listen. They'll know if I believe they'll know if they're gay or not by the time before puberty. They'll know because I believe it's born into them. And I know you think it's a choice, but now here's where I have to back you up. Now it's becoming a choice because when you teach kids,
it's been choice from beginning.
no, well listen to my point. This point I'm having is now. Oh, it's cool to be, and I have many gay friends, and I love them. One of them was on my show. Great guy, my buddy Angelo. I got a cousin, same thing, and they're wonderful
It's
people.
fine, God bless them, but don't push your agenda.
No,
after
but
my agenda.
none of them think that this should be taught in school. The kid knows.
Right.
They all said the kid knows if he's gay, she's gay, and if the kid
Right.
approaches you about that, talk to him about it. But to go, mommy has two. If they have a friend in school that's got gay parents, fine. You as the parent explain it to them. For them to write a
Absolutely.
book with a cartoon and show, stop talking to kids about sex and gender till they reach puberty. Then if they want to switch to be a boy or girl, listen, that's not my thing, but maybe something's wrong. I thank God. Oh, why are you thanking God that it didn't happen to you? Because I feel bad for them because look, all this trouble they're going through because they want to be accepted. Okay, you're accepted, but don't give me this drag queen reading hour with a 5-year-old kid. Stop that bullshit.
Not
Stop
5-year-old, kindergarten. They're going to start with kindergarten. Drag queen.
See, that's leave the kids
so
alone.
let me tell you what happened in school. So we're in the meeting. We're talking to a lot of people there and everything. All the parents, I feel sorry for them because nobody want to have a balls enough to stand up what they believe. So I told the guy, he goes to me, I said, excuse me, don't teach my daughter this. He said, oh, you're one of those. You're going to cause a problem. I said, no. You're one of those. I said, I know you. Yeah. He goes to me, I said, I know your history, LGBTQ. He said, oh, you know our history. I said, yes, it is. It's in the Bible called Sodom and Gomorrah, and God destroyed both of them. That's what happens in the Bible. Sodom and Gomorrah was a lot of...
Well, now we're getting into religion here.
Mixed.
Listen, I have a friend of mine, and he was on the show. He's a good friend since he was 5 years old, and he's gay and he's an atheist. But he's not, in a way, not really an atheist. I think he just had gone through some stuff, but he says he doesn't believe in God and all of that. But
I would love to talk to this guy.
oh, we're going to get him. I'll have him on the show with you. But you got to be, this is the whole thing. Common ground with Jimmy P. I bring you on with him. You're both my friends. I introduce you. You become friends. He's not going to say what you like. You're not going to say what he likes. But like you just said, it's in the Bible. Now, you know my theory on the Bible. I lost my faith. I got it back a couple of years ago. I don't really believe
talk about it. You told me something. You lost your faith. You got it back. What happened to you?
And I'll explain that to you. I got it back 2 years ago in the hospital. I went for a second surgery on my neck, and it went bad, and I almost died. My kidneys failed, and I was on a ventilator, and I came off.
Huh?
And I'll explain it. And somehow I woke up too early on the ventilator twice. And the second time I was getting deja vu. I kept seeing things over and over. And I wrote on a pad. I'll show everybody one day. I wrote on a pad to nurse, where's the doctors? Take this thing out. We have to wait till the other doctors get here. 8 o'clock in the morning. And it kept happening. Something happened to me. And then finally I said, I'm going to pull this thing out. Yeah, don't do it. You'll kill yourself if you do that. And I wind up, I said, I thought I was in hell because I kept reliving a deja vu. I was trapped inside my body. And I ripped it out. And I survived. And I survived. And a Jamaican lady grabbed my hand. Jamaican nurse, beautiful lady, grabbed my hand. And I said, if I'm going to die, fuck it. I don't want to live on a ventilator. Boom. I'll know if I'm dead or not because I thought I was dead already. And that I went to hell. And this is my hell because that's what I'm afraid of. Being trapped in my body. I pulled the fucking thing out. Everything went bananas. Alarms off. Everyone's going crazy. And something hit me. And this lady grabbed my hand. I got an electrified thing through my body. It could have been because I was choking at that. But whatever. And then no one's going to believe this. But I don't know what he said. But someone, could have been God, Wasn't the devil, because I met the devil. That's another show. That's how I know there is a God. Like I said, I was never an atheist.
Right.
Just didn't like God for a little while. And the lady grabbed my hand, and she kept telling the doctors, the guy kept telling him, this thing is loose. This thing you can breathe. I said, I can't breathe. I pulled it out. I said, fuck you. I pulled it out. And she was trying, and they wouldn't listen. And she grabbed my hand, and when I pulled it out, she panicked. And she said, don't. And I thought that was it. I was going to die. And she said, he's not ready for you yet. Now, she didn't belong in that room. She was a nurse, and she wasn't supposed to be there. And she held my hand, and I felt, and she says, he's not ready for you. There's something for you to do. And I think this is what I'm supposed to do. I think this might be what I think, and I may be up, oh, look, now he's a crazy religious guy. Hey, you know what? I didn't have faith for 37 years. I got it back. I'm thankful I got it back. But I do understand people that don't have faith, and I do understand, like I think, like we'll bring up the Sodom and Gomorrah thing. But that's what happened to me. I got my faith back, and to be honest with you, I haven't said a prayer in 30-something years. I pray. I pray. I pray every night, and 2 weeks later, I lost my nephew to cancer. I lost my best friend a couple months later, and I lost my uncle Didi a month later. So, for me to still be unfaithful, it was real easy at that time, and I did it. And I said, you know what? Maybe I just don't understand why shit happens, and that's how I'm living. So now I got a little bit of faith back. But now, what you're saying, Sodom and Gomorrah and the gay thing, that this is what's in the Bible. It's hard for people in this day and age to understand that, and for me too. Like, I don't get the whole thing, because the way I look at it, if you're made in God's image and you turn out to be gay, like I said, and me and you always fought over this. I said, Briacko, I think being gay, you don't have a choice. Now, that said, being transgender, I think is something different, because as a gay guy or a gay woman, you're attracted to the other sex, to the same sex, and that's not really natural. But even most gay people say something in me, and I told you a story a while ago, a little research about estrogen and all that, and how things can happen and somebody becomes gay, and I do believe they're born away, because I can't see me waking up one morning and going, yeah, you know, I'd like to give that guy a blowjob. I don't see it. You know, look at that. Ooh, I'd like to rub that bald head between my balls. No, I don't see that. So I don't comprehend it. But to a gay guy, that's normal. So, but here's the thing. But with the transgender, you're saying the gay people, and a lot of the LGB community will say this. Yeah, we're gay, but the transgender thing, we're not too in tune with that. We don't care if they want to be a woman, but don't sit here and tell. We know we're gay. We know we like the same sex. We know that's not the norm. And who's to define what the norm is? It's just what the society deems normal. Anyway, but the transgenders, they're saying, oh no, I'm trapped in this body, but I'm really, that's mental. That's in the brain. Your brain is telling you you're a woman, and you believe it. Now, if you like, what was his name? Brian, talking to my producer Brian, Jamie Lee Curtis, the one that was what do they call that? The two sexes. I can't remember. I can't. What's the name? No, that's a wolf. Something more. It's where you're born with two sexes, and sometimes that happens. So that's physical. But anyway, getting back to this, so you're saying it's in the Bible. That's really a hard argument to have, and we'll have that with Gino.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. LGBT before, right? Now it's a Q. You know what's a Q stand for? For queer. That means any queer, he can start attacking your daughter or your son because he's a queer, and he's protected by law.
What is a queer? When we were growing up, a queer was a gay guy.
No, hold on, but no, LGBT used to be like gay, lesbian, okay, bi.
LGBT, it used to be LGB, lesbian, gay, and bisexual. Then the T's.
Now transgender.
No, then the T's jumped on a few years ago.
Yeah,
they said okay.
No, is it add up Q? Queer. Do you know why? A lot of queer from the jail coming out, they're queer, and they want to have sex with kids and everything, so they are protected by law. And plus now LGBTQ, they say, you know what else is it? Plus. You know what the plus in my opinion? What the fuck, you gonna be fucking a cow? You gonna fuck an animal? That's how evil it is. And this is evil, evil.
But Briacko, once again, you talk to a lot of people in the LGBTQ, whatever the fuck it is. A lot of the lesbians and gay and the bisexuals, they accept the fact that, okay, this is a sexual orientation. We're born gay or choose gay, whatever it is. and they don't jam everything down your throat and all of that. But they a lot of them don't agree with the transvestite thing. And like you said, and the queer, once again, I still don't know what that means. To me, a queer was a gay guy. But like you said, you're gonna walk into a bathroom. Listen, if you think you're a woman and you're a man, and you go and you get your dick cut off, okay, now you can go into a fucking female bathroom. But if you don't, then are you really serious? How do we know what the difference is? I lost it. If you don't, how do we know that you're not just a pedophile going into a bathroom with your daughter? That's a bad thing. I agree with you.
Something. I almost got arrested 2 weeks ago in Target. I took my daughter to Target to buy the stuff and everything like the school supplies and all the stuff and everything like to get ready, whatever, for school. And this freaking guy, he's wearing miniskirt, and we know he's a guy. And my daughter went to use the bathroom, so I stood up front of the bathroom, and he goes to me, "Excuse me." I said, "Excuse me for what?" He said, "I want to use the bathroom." I said, "You're not going to fucking use the bathroom. My daughter's in the bathroom." "Oh, you couldn't deny me?" I said, "You're not even man. You're not a woman. What the hell is this? Get the hell out of here. I'm not going to let you use the bathroom till my daughter leave." And he goes, "You have no right to do that. I have a right to go to the bathroom." I said, "You have a fucking right to do whatever you want to do, but after my daughter leave." So he called the manager. Manager goes, "Sir, you're not supposed to do that to the kid, to him." He's like, "You have a right to do that." I said, "Look at this guy. He's a pedophile piece of shit. My daughter's in the bathroom. How the fuck I know what the fuck he's going to do with her?" And the police, they called the police. They want to arrest me. I said, "You're going to arrest me for this garbage?" Then I left. I never went to fucking Target anymore. Shame on the fucking system. Shame on them. They fucking pushing this garbage.
Put your daughter
disgusting
in.
shit on our
Now, the guy might have just been a guy who actually believes he's a woman and not a pedophile. It's possible.
Well, that's a queer. That's a queer. They can do whatever they want. See, let's say, for example, one guy decided to the fucking, like a priest. I don't fucking trust some priest. If he decided to wear a miniskirt and they're going to walk in the street, they're going to fucking touch with
you don't trust the priest?
I know what it is.
Did they get you Briacko when you were younger?
No, forget about it. It's not going to happen. Like
they didn't get you?
Not
even a little reach around, a little one? Like, "Hi, Briacko."
Hey, it's me. I look like that kind of guy want to fuck anybody with. Trust me. So, Pezan, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Remember we were talking about story about God and everything like that? Remember I had a ruptured appendix for 6 months? Remember I told you I have to do my ruptured appendix?
Yes.
I was ruptured appendix for 6 months. When I did the surgery, and the doctor gave me 50% chance, valid Presbyterian right here in Sherman Oak. And he goes to me, "Well, I just want to let you know I have a 50-50 chance to survive through this." I don't believe in the whatever he's saying. I said, "Okay, whatever." And the voice in my head, just like somebody was talking to you, you know what he says? "Leave it to my hands." And I did. And look what happened. I'm still alive.
Like I said, I don't know what. All I know is he said something that was good, and that lady told
Of course he said something.
that
It was
nurse,
God.
that nurse said he's not ready for you. You got something.
Of course. God, angel, they come in
And now
many ways.
now I'm trying to, like I said, well, here's what I'm trying to do with this show, Briacko. I'm trying to get guys like you and people like Robbie, that's liberal, and you guys are still friends, and get it because now
He's my best friend. He's like my brother.
I know, but see
We're
now
going to go drink anytime. But I don't like his ideas.
But the problem in this country is now the government is breaking us up to where people like you and Robbie, they want you to hate each other. So I want to get guys like you and Robbie on. We'll get them on another night with you, and I'll get you on my friend Gino. Now, you're not going to agree with Gino at all, but I'll bring my friend Steven in, who's also, he's a big, very heavy Catholic, and I got my nephew Ryan. He's a religion, basically, expert. He has faith, but he doesn't believe in one religion. But he's a very faithful boy. Great young guy. I'll have you all on. We'll do about 2 or 3 shows because right now we got to stop this because we got to cut the shows down to a half hour to keep everybody interested. But I'll bring you on and we'll go over the religion and like with Gino, I'm not trying to get Gino back into faith, but the way Gino is, he's such a nice guy. But when he goes on Facebook, everybody attacks him because he says some pretty hurtful things to people. But I think that's just for attention. Anyway, Briacko, let's get back to this. What I'm going to do is I'll call you after the show. I'll call you privately. Give me about a half hour. I got to wrap up, close the studio down, call Robbie, say, "You son of a bitch." Robbie, I'm telling you now, me and Briacko, you hid from Briacko because you know Briacko got the game. Robbie, we're calling you out, Robbie.
He's not going to come through. He's not going to come through.
He'll come through.
I'm going to tell him. I'm going to tell him, "Hey, buddy, take it easy. I think you messed up big time. I think you got brainwashed or something from that woman." I mean, I saw the woman. I met her. She's not that beautiful. What the hell is that about?
She's gorgeous. I just had her on the show. I think she's absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, Briacko, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'll call you privately. Guys, thank you. This once again, it's Common
All right.
Ground with Jimmy P's, my buddy Briacko
Hey,
Mortolino.
God bless.
And
God
Sophia
bless.
Mortolino in the background. So, baby, I love you, Sophia. And I will
Okay.
talk to you in a little while. Briacko, let me hang up. I'll call you in
Easy.
about a half hour. All right?
Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.